Welcome back to our journey through Pride and Prejudice. Today, we're diving into one of the most famous, and let's be honest, most manipulative schemes in literary history, all thanks to the one and only Mrs. Bennet. So let's set the scene. The Bennet family's financial situation is a bit precarious. Their estate is entailed, meaning it can only be inherited by a male heir. Since they have 5 daughters, this is a huge problem. All they have to fall back on is their mother's modest inheritance of £4,000. The 2 youngest daughters, Catherine and Lydia, are completely boy-crazy. A militia regiment has just set up camp in the nearby town of Meryton, and these girls can talk about nothing but officers. Their minds, as the book says, are more vacant than their sisters', and their days are spent chasing gossip and glimpses of men in uniform. One morning, after listening to them go on and on, their father, the wonderfully sarcastic Mr. Bennet, dryly remarks, "From all that I can collect, you must be 2 of the silliest girls in the country. I have suspected it some time, but I am now convinced." Mrs. Bennet immediately leaps to their defense, arguing that it's perfectly normal for young girls to be interested in handsome officers. She even admits she still has a soft spot for a man in a red coat herself. This little family debate perfectly captures the dynamic. Mr. Bennet is witty and attached. Mrs. Bennet is flighty and obsessed with marrying off her daughters, and Lydia and Catherine are, well, pretty silly. The real action starts when a note arrives from Netherfield Park, the grand estate rented by the wealthy and handsome Mr. Bingley. It's an invitation for the eldest and most beautiful daughter, Jane, to dine with Mr. Bingley's sisters, Caroline and Louisa. Mrs. Bennet's eyes sparkle. This is the opportunity she's been waiting for. Jane asks if she can take the carriage. "No, my dear." Her mother replies instantly, "You had better go on horseback, because it seems likely to rain, and then you must stay all night. Do you see the gears turning?" Mrs. Bennet is literally checking the weather forecast to plot her daughter's romantic future. Elizabeth, ever the sensible one, points out the flaw in the plan. What if the Bingleys just offer to send Jane home in their own carriage? But Mrs. Bennet has already thought of that. She knows the Bingley men will be using their chaise to dine with the officers in Meryton. She then claims their own horses are needed on the farm, forcing Jane to go on horseback. With a little prodding from Elizabeth, Mr. Bennet begrudgingly admits the horses are indeed engaged, and Jane's fate is sealed. Her mother sees her off with many cheerful prognostics of a bad day. She's not just hoping for rain, she's counting on it, and her wish comes true. Soon after Jane leaves, it starts to pour. The rain continues all evening, making it impossible for Jane to return. Mrs. Bennet is absolutely delighted. This was a lucky idea of mine, indeed. She exclaims as if she personally commanded the clouds to open. She's completely unaware of the full extent of her success until the next morning. Just after breakfast, a servant from Netherfield arrives with another note, this time for Elizabeth. Jane has caught a bad cold from being soaked in the rain. She has a sore throat and a headache and is too unwell to travel home. The Bingleys have insisted she stay at Netherfield until she recovers. Upon hearing this, Mr. Bennet turns to his wife and says with his classic deadpan humour, "Well, my dear, if your daughter should have a dangerous fit of illness, if she should die, it would be a comfort to know that it was all in pursuit of Mr. Bingley, and under your orders." But Mrs. Bennet is unconcerned. "Oh, I am not at all afraid of her dying," she says. "People do not die of little trifling colds. As long as she stays there, it is all very well. Her plan worked perfectly, and she couldn't be happier, even at the cost of her daughter's health." Now, Elizabeth, being a genuinely caring sister, is truly worried. She decides she must go to Netherfield to see Jane immediately. Since the carriage is unavailable and she can't ride a horse, she resolves to walk the 3 miles. Her mother is horrified. "How can you be so silly," she cries, "as to think of such a thing in all this dirt? You will not be fit to be seen when you get there." But Elizabeth is determined. "I shall be very fit to see Jane, which is all I want." Her father, amused, asks if this is a hint for him to send for the horses, but Elizabeth insists she doesn't mind the walk. Lydia and Catherine decide to walk with her as far as Meryton, hoping to catch a glimpse of their favourite officer, Captain Carter. So Elizabeth sets off alone from Meryton, crossing fields, jumping over stiles, and springing over puddles. She arrives at Netherfield with tired ankles, dirty stockings, and a face flushed from the exercise. Her appearance in the breakfast parlour causes quite a stir. Caroline Bingley and Mrs. Hurst are shocked that she would walk 3 miles alone in such weather. Elizabeth can tell they're looking down on her, holding her in contempt for her unladylike journey. Mr. Bingley, however, is simply kind and good-humoured. And Mr. Darcy, he's a little more complex. The narrator tells us he is torn between admiration for the brilliancy which exercise had given to her complexion, and doubt about whether the situation really justified her coming so far alone. Classic Darcy, always overthinking things. Elizabeth is quickly taken up to see Jane, who is overjoyed to have her sister there. Jane is quite ill, with a fever and a bad headache. The apothecary is called, confirms it's a violent cold, and advises her to stay in bed. Elizabeth doesn't leave her side for a moment. The Bingley sisters also show a great deal of concern, which makes Elizabeth start to like them a bit more. As the afternoon wears on, Elizabeth knows she should leave. Just as she's about to, Miss Bingley offers her their carriage to go home. But Jane looks so distressed at the thought of her sister leaving that Caroline Bingley feels obliged to change her offer from a ride home to an invitation for Elizabeth to stay at Netherfield as well. Elizabeth gratefully accepts. A servant is sent to her home to let the family know and to bring back a change of clothes for her. And so Mrs. Bennet's scheme has not only landed Jane right where she wanted her, but has also brought Elizabeth under the same roof as Mr. Darcy, setting the stage for some of the most memorable encounters in English literature. It just goes to show you should never underestimate a determined mother, even if her methods are a little questionable. What do you think of Mrs. Bennet's matchmaking? Genius or just plain reckless? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into classic literature. See you next time.